Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the whole flow elect, Tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with a quick lesson dealing with the darkness that's coming upon us, that these devils have planned and had planned for the longest. All right, so yeah, let's go right here real quick before we go here. Let's go to Salaki. Bear with me. Let's start with Exodus 10. All right, Exodus 10. All right, because we got to understand what time we're in. We're about to be delivered as we were in the time of Moses. This thing is going to fight me. I can see that now. All right, Exodus 10, start at 21. And again, start right here at 20. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. That's where we're at. There's Egypt. We're in Egypt, spiritual Egypt right now. All right. So what's coming? All right. What is the Most High sending? Through His sword. Exodus 10 and 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. Okay. All right, and this goes into 3 days. Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. All right. Now, this 3 days could be 3 months. All right, and not literally, not pertaining to this. I'm saying that here comes the darkness. Why? Because this devil, right, through the Most High, has plans. Where'd it go? Where's Don't Speak? Right here. And I went to Newsmax, right, and could not find this anywhere, which is crazy. All right, let's take a look at it. Russia's super EMP nuke, massive military, could roll NATO. And this is all they show, right? This is all I could get out of it. Monday, 28th, which is today. Okay. Russia could win World War III in Europe with a single super EMP nuclear warhead. Detonated nearly 44 miles high over NATO headquarters in Brussels, the EMP field would black out darkness, electric grids, and paralyze NATO military forces from Poland to Britain, providing blah, 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 blah. All right? So, what are they projecting? What is this devil projecting here? All right, well, let's go here real quick. Didn't think I was going to do this until right now. But this guy, Pedro, right? This is history. Right here. Let's watch this real quick. After the commercial, bear with me. Here we go.
Now, Homer, what would you do in the case of an EMP?
Electromagnetic pulse.
The U.S. is not only anticipating an invasion of Ukraine, but also possible cyber attacks here in the U.S.
A burst of radiation that knocks out every electrical system in the country.
Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences.
Threats going back and forth between Western countries and Russia. If Putin wanted to make a move, what could a cyber attack on the U.S. look like here?
you respect Putin?
I do respect him.
Do you?
but when-
Why?
Well, I respect a lot of people, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get along with him. He's a leader of his country. I say it's better to get along with Russia than not. Will I get along with him? I have no idea. It's very
He's a
possible
killer,
I
though.
won't.
Putin's a killer.
A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. What, you think our country's so innocent? You think our country's so innocent?
But I think it's more likely we're going to end up, if we end up in a war, a real shooting war with a major power, it's going to be as a consequence of a cyber breach of great consequence. It's increasing exponentially, the capabilities.
It is not a question of if Russia will launch a cyber attack against the U.S. It is only a matter of when.
Okay, so you can see what they're telling you right now. So if you're not prepared for this, you understand, how are they going to bring in that charagma? They're going to shut down the grid. For how long? Until chaos ensues. It's going to shut down the money, which is when they're going to bring in their new monetary. So they're going to bring everything in off of this shutdown. This whole so-called war, whatever's going on, was designed to blame everything on Putin, what they had planned going back years, and that's a major shutdown. As you can see, talk of this blackout and all this goes way back because this is the plan. All right? Watch further.
When I was with Mr. Putin, who has a real problem, he's sitting on top of an economy that has nuclear weapons and oil wells and nothing else.
We also know that there have been increased cyber attacks, a slowdown in banking, and as well as military and foreign defense websites, all being hit over the past 24 hours, much harder as a result of this conflict.
My meeting with President Putin was really interesting in so many different ways because we haven't had relationships with Russia for a long time. And we started. Let me begin by saying that, once again, full faith and support for America's intelligence agencies. I have a full faith in our intelligence agencies. Whoops, they just turned off the light. That must be the intelligence agencies. There we go.
Did you see how the lights didn't shut down, they panned them down, okay? Because this is a signal, okay? Light didn't go out, it would have just blinked out. It wouldn't have rotated on a dimmer the way you see going on right here.
Intelligence agencies. I have a full faith in our intelligence agencies.
Down,
Whoops, they just turned off the light. That must be the intelligence agencies. There we go. It's okay. You guys okay? Good. That was strange.
It's all scripted. Lights don't come on like that. They don't creep back on. They don't creep down like that unless somebody's controlling it with a dimmer.
But that's okay. So I'll begin by stating that I have full faith and support for America's great intelligence agencies. Always have.
Hey guys, Pedro V here. I wanted to quickly highlight all the programming regarding cyber attacks, blackouts, and much more.
That as tensions in Ukraine rose, so could the likelihood of Russian cyber attacks on the U.S. With the Russian invasion now beginning, and President Biden said earlier today, how likely is that kind of cyber attack?
We have no information to suggest a specific credible cyber threat against the U.S. homeland, but it is our responsibility to be prepared. And that's what we in the Department of Homeland Security do.
Now, since they are blaming Russia on the cyber attacks and blackouts in the Ukraine, the mainstream media are now programming that this is likely an event to happen in the U.S.
And at the same time, cyber assaults are underway today against various institutions in Ukraine.
And Homeland Security is also warning, quote, every organization in the United States is at risk now of a Russian cyber attack.
Now we are going to break it down and analyze this because we should never trust the media, but to question it.
Okay, so we know it's about to happen. Let's get this one real quick. Dabu. Let's get Dabu real quick. This goes into energy. Everything is about energy. Where is it? Let's get this real quick. No commercial, please. Of course there's a commercial. Bear with me. Watch a little bit of this and get a couple of precepts and be done.
This is Dabu7. A big heads up here for an incident that has happened inside of Germany. They are reporting that a major satellite provider has been hit, and it's raising concerns here. The plant that controls some 11 gigawatts of power has been disrupted. Since this is connected to the country, they're reporting this back to the feds, saying that this could affect everyone. Now, this is a large German wind turbine manufacturer, Enercon. They have confirmed this today. Now, accordingly, the remote monitoring and the control of 5,800 plants with a total output of 11 gigawatts are affected. Now, whether plants of other providers are also affected, that is unclear at this time. But because the facilities are part of critical infrastructure, they have reported this back to the Federal Office of Information Security, or the BSI. So this is major, guys. We talk about the tit for tat, the back and forth, everything that is escalating out of Ukraine. They said they gave a handful of tools to Joe Biden to cyber attack Russia. Why would you ever tell the masses this? Well, you just make your moves in a war. So this has clearly been all propaganda to plant seeds in the minds of the masses. And what they said is, we're not ready for a counterattack from Russia.
All right, so as you can see, the programming. All right, so we know what is about to happen. Be prepared. Okay, let's get a couple of trees on the way out here. 36. Wow. Yep. Let's get Joel. Because all these are signs too, all right? Same thing that happened in Egypt. Joel 2 and 31. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. Now this isn't the grid going down, but darkness is a theme, all right? Because the Most High made it dark, all right? Before what? Before the Passover. Okay. All right. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. All right. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, and the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. So just stay alert, stay diligent, and we hope that the elect are edified. All right. With that, shalom.